We talk about the Nigerian National League match day 33 fixtures. It's going down gradually. In that one, let's see what's going down. Gateway United will take on Warri Wolves. Inewi United will play Go Round FC. First Bank will entertain Heartland Football Club. They're hoping to finalize things. So hopefully, if they get a victory in this pick up points, they're good to go. Delta Force will play Ikorodu United. Southern Conference of the Nigerian National League, Bendel Insurance will take on Oshun United. Bayelsa United will play Papilo FC. AS Sustain will play USM Rovers. Aqua Starlets will play Apia Comets. So that's your fixture in the Southern Conference of the Nigerian National League. Just to let you know that one is still going. Another conference completed. We have the teams from that region, Kwara United and Jigawa Golden Stars, picking up tickets from the Northern Conference. Let's get on with the show now. I talk about those pictures you saw. Cosmos, the last time we talked about Syria and what football is doing for them. They have all the love you can think of from football fans all over the world. They're playing in Malaysia, and they're using football to speak hope, to speak support, speak love, to speak bonding in that country. And it's so much joy for us to see that football can be used positively. They lost to Australia. They are sad, but we're saying well done.
Well, it reminds me of the time when during the height of the Iraqi war with the United States, sometimes in 2003 and all that, Iraq won the Asian championship at that time by 1-0, and of course it brought a whole lot of love to the country. Syria is actually doing that right now. In this game against Australia, in fact, they had all their chances to score. The big-time person I'm going to talk about is a certain Al Sommer. He's an highest goal scorer this time around. He was the one that scored that goal at the 6th minute. The Melbourne Stadium scored that goal that actually shut up the mouth of the whole of Australia in that big stadium. But Tim Cahill coming up, and of course that free kick that hit the bar. They played with 10 men. Now they played that game with about 5 players, not some playing. They played 5, and you need to see them. This is Damascus. Yes, this is Damascus, where they all came to watch the match. A lot of them were outside as well in Damascus, in Malaysia, because they're playing in Malaysia. Malaysia was actually supporting them because they play in Malaysia. They actually they were held by the Australian last week. I think it ended in 1-1. They were held by the Australian, and they just needed a draw to get to the playoffs. And they almost had it. In fact, they had a last-minute free kick that hit the bar, and if that ball had gone in, it would have kissed Australia World Cup qualifying hope goodbye. Very, very, very interesting one. Tama Mohammed, one of their best players as well. Ibrahim Alma, one of the best goalkeepers in this qualifier, that actually conceded lesser goals than all that ones. Actually made some breathtaking goals. Of course, our defender Mahmoud Almoaz was given a red card in that one. But then even with 10 man, they were able to hold their own against Australia. Tim Cahill actually scored that goal.
And the way the Australians celebrated, you could tell, but then you start wondering the difference between Australia and Syria in football, but the joy is that we're talking about Syrians now. We're talking about Syria as a country in a totally different dimension. We're talking about them playing football. Nobody's talking about Syria fighting and all of those settlements.
Nobody's even talking about whatever is happening in Syria.
That's the power of sport.
That is the power of football. I mean, you talked about all of the things that football has the ability to do. It brings unity.
That's right.
All the Syrians, whether you are of the rebel or you're not of the rebel, whether you're pro-Assad or anti-Assad, everybody was together. They were watching, they were crying. Everybody cried together. Even the soldiers were crying. There were pictures I saw on YouTube where the soldiers were crying.
Really
if Syria had made it to the World Cup or even to the playoffs, big time story.
To some point, I was still just seeing them at the playoffs because it's a beautiful story.
Beautiful story.
Oh, no, look at this. Pictures of this just get to tell you, you know, how, look, yeah, at some point.
I even saw videos of some Syrian, those that ran away from the war, refugees in Germany. They were watching this game and they were crying. They were crying because they felt that they should have won. They said, you know, this match was early in the morning, so they had to stay awake to watch the match. That shows the love it brings. And trust me, if Syria can continue like this, if all the issues,
no time,
trust
me,
in Qatar 2022 is going to be an awesome time. Syria would beat almost anybody. They are very, very good. You need to see their cohesion on the run of play. You need to see the kind of pragmatic way they play. And you need to see the way they defend. They defend very well. Trust me. And many of the players play in Saudi Arabia. So Saudi Arabia, in Qatar, and of course in the United Arab Emirates.
You know what this tells? Because speaks just one language. Like everybody's will score a goal, everybody screams goal. That right there will become their goal, to bring together a united country. The people that, if they're together, they will become a force.
Certainly.
I mean, with all of the things happening, they can still come together and celebrate the victory.
I mean, check out the news. Check out the news. Trust me, check out the news, and you need to see that while Syria was playing, we didn't hear of any bomb happening in Syria.
No way. Let's move on with the show now. Talk about the 2018 FIFA World Cup qualifiers. South American fixtures. Tough times for Argentina. Brazil will use this one to chill when they take on Chile. Ecuador we host Argentina. And we said that, look, that when you travel to that altitude, if you are not really determined to play football, you will fall. And that's why it's very, very difficult for Argentina. Paraguay will take on Venezuela. Peru will play Colombia. Uruguay will take on Bolivia.
Wow. For this one, Chile, okay, I think this is in CONCACAF. Honduras we take on Mexico. They need to beat Mexico to get to the players as well. Panama needs to beat Costa Rica, that have already qualified to get to the players. And of course, Trinidad and Tobago will be hosting United States. United States need to win to qualify for the World Cup. Coming back to CONMEBOL, you need to see that Argentina must win in Ecuador, but then they should hope that Chile doesn't win Brazil. Okay, Brazil are playing at home, and maybe Brazil can actually have fun. But Chile mustn't win in Brazil. As it is like this, Argentina, if they win Ecuador, they can qualify they can get an automatic qualification to the World Cup. And it depends on what Uruguay plays, it depends on what Chile plays, and of course it depends on what Colombia plays as well. So it's either two things. They can get that automatic qualification, or they can get, at best, the playoff against New Zealand, but they must win that game against Ecuador.
Can you believe it? Argentina struggling that much tells you that football doesn't respect anyone.
It has happened before.
If you don't want it, someone else will take it.
It has happened before. It has happened several times. I mean, prior to the 2010 World Cup, they struggled under Diego Armando Maradona as well. They couldn't qualify for Mexico 70 because of issues like that. Don't forget to Brazil almost did not qualify for USA 94, but they won USA 94. They almost did not qualify for 2002 Japan-Korea 2002 World Cup, but then they won the World Cup as well. So it's a very, that's CONMEBOL region when it comes to the World Cup qualifier is a very, very tough one. Anybody can be
nobody's looking
at anybody's face.
If you're on a good day, Bolivia will win. On a good day, Peru will win.
I need to look at the altitude as well. The fact that some of these matches are being played over close to 4,500 above sea level. So that shows that you need to see that heat that is happening there. It is not easy to play in South America.
Well, Michael on Twitter says the weakest link should be fortified, from the goalkeeper to the striker. That's very important, talking about preparing for the World Cup. So he just answered the other guy that says he thinks Nigeria will win the World Cup. It's all about looking at it now. Where do we need to fix? And then fix it, because the World Cup is the World Cup.
Certainly it has to be the goalkeeping role. The fact that we use 3 different goalkeepers in the World Cup qualifier. I mean, 3 different goalkeepers. I think Ezenwa kept 2. What is his name? Ikeme kept 1. And of course, Akpei kept 1. 3 different goalkeepers, and we still have not gotten our number 1 goalkeeper. That shows that there's so much happening. I feel defensively we're better. I feel in the midfield we need a bit of reinforcement, and my worry is still on the run of play. It's still going forward. Those that scores those goals for us. Igalo is actually trying, but then we need people that can actually score goals. Let's see whether Wakeme will play in the next game, and let's see whether all the strikers can come in and we'll get a good goal poacher like Rashidi Yekini back in the day to score goals for us.
Before we go see the European qualifiers results, let's just take this one from Bosun. Bosun says, talking about the match in November in Algiers against Algeria, it says, I think the core of the team should be used against Algeria. Come on, the team has qualified.
We need to win because of our
new players
rankings.
tried out for the week league.
We need to win because of our rankings. Now we need to win so that we can get to the top 5 of Africa, so that we'll get a very good draw at the World Cup. So we need to win. Fine, I feel that, as I said earlier, we could say that, okay, our players from the bench should play and all that, but we need to win. But as I said earlier, the team is going to play some friendly matches, so let's just see whether some of these players will play.
The Cosmos confirmation of the European results: France 2, Belarus 1, Luxembourg 1, Bulgaria 1, the Netherlands
are not qualifying for the World Cup. Certainly.
Played 1-2-0 against Sweden, but that's not the sort of result they wanted. Hungary defeated Faroe Islands by a single goal. Latvia 4, Andorra 0.
Yep.
Portugal defeated Switzerland 2-0. Belgium 4, Cyprus 0. Bosnia Herzegovina traveled to Estonia to win 2-1. Greece 4, Gibraltar 0.
Well, hopefully we'll see Cristiano Ronaldo at the World Cup.
Yeah.
And I hope that we'll see Messi at the World Cup as well. I mean, you need to see Nigerians don't have chill at all. You need to see the way they were bashing on Lionel Messi. He will be qualified Nigeria to the World Cup. Lionel Messi can't even qualify his country to the World Cup. You need to see Twitter. Twitter was agog on Saturday, Sunday. But let's just hope that Messi can be able to, do it, and maybe we'll see Argentina at the World Cup. Hopefully they will not be in a group.
Still tells them a lot of work to be done. I like the fact that football is proving to us every year that it's not about the names. It's not about the names anymore. If you're not doing the right thing, if you are not up to the task, some other persons that are doing good will take over it.
Yes,
Ghana didn't take the qualifier serious when they started. They left it late, and it was just too late.
Just too late, and of course, you have to look at an Egyptian side that were determined from that world goal, and they made sure that they won all of their matches. This will be the 3rd time that they will be at the World Cup. I mean, look at the years. They were in 34. They were in World Cup in 1934. They didn't get to the World Cup till 1990. I mean, look at those years. And of course, I'm sure those that saw the World Cup in 1990 are probably old men or maybe dead, and they are going to be at the World Cup in 28. Well,
1990 is just 1990.
That's I said old men. I mean, how many years? How many years?
Oh my God!
I mean, it's
27 years ago.
You need to see. You need to see. I saw the highlights of that game, that Egypt game, and the commentator was crying, and he was shouting, God.
No, they will be
he was crying.
They will be thanking Mo Salah. He did everything.
Mo Salah is like
their savior, right?
He's their savior right now. He's now bigger than me.
It's all good, but it goes beyond him. Egypt is going to the World Cup. I must say thank you so much for your time.
Thank you,
coming around to talk sports, and of course you, wherever you are in the world watching sports tonight on Channels Television, don't go anywhere. Keep the conversation going on Twitter or Channels_Sports, Facebook Channels Sports. Starts the show for the team. I'm Austin Okonakwa. Sports is so much fun. So in everything you do, remember, keep talking sports. Bye for now.